Hello everyone, Robert Rambles here, and welcome back to WoW Classic and our Season of Mastery playthrough. We are in the Western Plaguelands today, and I do have Questy on today, so I've been experimenting with Questy. I've been using it a little bit here and there to figure out how it can be helpful to me. It has helped me find a few quests that I otherwise never would have come across. And yeah, generally at this late stage of the leveling process, it's kind of been a lifesaver to me, as far as helping with some of the tedium that comes from not really having a lot of quests to do. So yeah, I'm leaving it on, probably for the rest of the playthrough. And I do apologize to anybody that bothers. We've done a lot of runs with no add-ons at all, and we did most of this run with no add-ons at all. But for now, we are going to go ahead and use Questy to help us with the tail end of our adventures here on our way to level 60. I did a bunch of running around back in Stormwind, and I do have a quest to turn in up here at Fellstone Field. Let's see if we can get there without getting dismounted and annihilated, shall we? Still feeling generally like crap today. What's happening is that the symptoms are worse at night, so whatever cold I have kind of gets worse as the evening goes on, and then the later it gets, the worse the symptoms are. And because of that, I don't get a lot of sleep. So essentially running on about 4 hours of actual sleep a night, and then another 4 hours of lying awake and tossing and turning. And then I'm able to kind of power through my day, so the symptoms aren't that bad throughout the day. I can get things done. I've even been able to do my workouts, and everything's been relatively fine throughout the day, but my voice sounds like crap to me, and I am tired. So if I seem borderline delirious, we can blame the illness for now. And I am just going to kind of fight everybody here to work our way into the house. Seems to be the safest way to approach this. Oh, you are dodging every single thing we do. Huh. That was a little bit weird. Once I'm feeling like I'm on the mend, I do plan to do a Lower Blackrock Spire run and a Blackrock Depths run pretty soon. I just don't want to do it currently because I don't know currently if I feel well enough to spend the 2.5 hours at my desk that I might need to do to complete a run. And I hate having to leave groups early, so kind of just been putting it off, thinking we'll likely get level 58 before I do that, which is only going to help us hold threat, obviously. Can I charge this guy? Let's take a peek. Do I have to charge this guy? I don't. Could have had a chest. We were seconds away from looting a chest. You give the half charm back to the apparition. She looks at it, then at you expectantly. Honey, where did you put your half of the charm? We can't be together unless we have both halves. Can you see me? Can you see us? Do you know who we are? The ramblings of the poor ghost continue. I'm so cold, John. Bring me your charm and we'll be together. Quickly, John, before the plague comes to change us into hideous beasts. I can't see you, John, but I know you're near. I feel you near me. Perhaps if the second half of the charm was found and reassembled, this would constitute what the spirit of Janice Fellstone is seeking. A neck with straight-up shadow resist. That's a very niche item. Oh, hi. I guess it makes sense to think that that gnome probably cleared this one out, and that this is a respawn. Any other surprises? Yeah, we have a guy right outside the door here that we're gonna have to take out. That was pretty well placed. Being a few levels above these guys now, we don't have to worry so much about pulling the ads from the fields. The first time I tried to come here and take this quest, I was a little bit lower level and kept pulling extras and getting killed. Alright, and it looks like we're gonna be maybe digging stuff up in the fields. See, there's nothing in the quest text that would tell me where to look for this. I see it on the questy tracker, but if I was just reading the quest, I wonder how I would ever have known that. Let's try to head to one of these things, because I'm not... Oh wait, here we go. No, that's the cauldron. Alright, let's work our way into the field here. And just see if we can find what this is indicating. Maybe it's like a chance to spawn in one of the locations marked on the minimap. Maybe it's not a definite it's going to be here, but just marking, hey, it has a chance to be here. That's really all I can think. Oh, off the Jabbering Ghouls. That's a Cauldron Lord. Slavering Ghoul. Slavering Ghoul. Yeah, it's basically telling us we need to find a specific enemy. I don't see any of that specific ghoul, Jabbering Ghouls. There's Slavering Ghouls. Maybe we'll try to kill one of the ghouls that is here and see if they drop it. Yeah, maybe it's just a misname, like just, it got misnamed in the data somewhere. Let's fight this guy and see. We'll kill all the ghouls that we can see here in the field, regardless of their name, and see if that yields any results. Oh, yeah, see, they're all slavering. I keep forgetting, but yeah, it says look for Jabbering Ghouls, but they're all Slavering Ghouls, which, while it rhymes, it is not the same thing. I was kind of hoping we wouldn't pull this extra guy, but I think it'll be fine. Let's go ahead and use the Diamond Flask for this. And let's bandage up. We should be able to charge this one safely without pulling anything else, so we will do that. Oh look, there is a Jabbering Ghoul over here. Okay, we're gonna fight this guy, and then we're gonna head over to try to grab this one. So the Jabbering ones are greenish blue. Kind of think that maybe I can shoot him and pull him through this gap. I think we can do this without pulling anything else if we're careful. There we go. That worked well. He's different than the other ghouls also, not only in his coloration, but in the fact that he is wielding a pitchfork. So that's something. Like, maybe this was a person who recently turned into a ghoul. They're still kind of wielding their farm equipment. And I think we did it. Yeah, quest complete. 2 halves become 1. We are going to have to fight our way back into the house here. Let's eat. We have 9 bananas left. Actually, they're deep fried plantains, which actually sounds really good right now. I think we can get around the sorcerer if we edge a little bit to our right. And we're careful going into the building. Oh. Well, it's good that we avoided the sorcerer, because if we had pulled him and the school... Oh, we are going to pull one and the school. Okay, perfect. How do we want to handle this? We could blow retaliation. I don't know if it's going to help us much against a caster. Let's get sweeping strikes up, and maybe if we finish the caster quickly, this won't be painful. Yeah, that actually worked out okay thanks to the relatively low health that the sorcerer had. Not bad. Now... Oh great, now we pulled this one too. Okay. We're still fine. We're still fine. They have, like, basically no health. I'm gonna bandage, and then I'm just gonna clear this guy out. We could possibly avoid him by going under the stairs, but I'm probably just not gonna risk it. We can't really bandage right now thanks to the toxic saliva. 17 nature damage inflicted every 6 seconds. And it leeches mana, for those that are concerned. Somebody's literally calling for help. That's unexpected. We did get the charge off somehow. Picked up a major healing potion there, that's good. John, don't let the ghouls get you. Don't let the ghouls get me. Nasty ghouls. Our charm will keep us safe. Spoiler alert, it didn't. You hand the reassembled good luck charm to Janice Fellstone's ghost. How are you handing things to a ghost, firstly? That's maybe the most important question here. As soon as she grasps it, you observe an almost immediate change in her. Her ethereal form shimmers, and she looks upon you with clear yet sad eyes. You freed me. I will no longer need this charm. Please, take it, and perhaps it will give you the solace it has given me. It won't, but it will give us shadow resistance. Which we don't need right now. But we will take the 7600 experience. That was quite nice. Okay, let's see. You know, we could go up here. We need to find a group for this. If we want to do unfinished business, we could take a quick look and see if anybody is willing to jump on this with us. And what else I'm thinking is I'm thinking about just heading out into the eastern Plaguelands. We have some collection quests we can do over there. The quest that we got from Tyrion when we ran into him up here. He was just randomly outside of a Scarlet Monastery tower. We're going to head over there eventually and start working on those. But if we can get a group for this elite quest, we could do it. Yeah, there just aren't really many people online right now. Let's get out of here firstly, kind of get ourselves clear. Probably be a good idea to head back down to the road no matter what. We got slowed, which is not good, but we might be okay. Yeah, it looks like what the plan is going to be to head out here to the east and start working on all of this stuff. We need quite a bit. 20 Plaguehound runts, 5 Plaguehounds, 5 Frenzied Plaguehounds, 30 Plague Bats, and 15 slabs of carrion worm meat. Sounds just absolutely delicious, so let's head over to the east. I'll do a little cut and I'll get us over there a little bit quicker, save you guys some of the travel. Alright, we are approaching the border here. The skybox is beginning to change. The landscape is beginning to look even more dire than it did here in the western Plaguelands. Yeah, again, it's the kind of place where you feel like it's probably not really safe to breathe. Nonetheless, spend a lot of time in the zone, but let's see, we have potential things all around us. Apparently potential spawns for some Plaguehounds here. Plague Hounds, we got Plague Bats. Yeah, it looks like we are just going to have a ton of stuff to fight, basically all over the place. Anywhere in the zone that we want to, we can basically go. A lot of these quests, I think, are dungeon quests. Some repeatables, dungeon. Defenders of Darrowshire we could probably do. One of those is a dungeon, the other is Zeldar the Outcast. See, being able to do this is huge too, just seeing where the quests are that we can pick up and what level they're at, if they are a dungeon or a solo quest. Like right here, we're not going to bother coming down here. This is a level 60 quest. We're not going to work on that right now. So yeah, I love being able to see that. The objectives, like, obviously it makes it a little easier. I could live without it. But as you can see, this is not marking where enemies are necessarily up right now. It's marking potential spawn points for that enemy type. So, you know, like in a lot of cases, this could probably spawn as a Plague Bat, or it could spawn as a Carrion Worm or anything else in the area. So it's just kind of giving us an idea of where we might find things. But yeah, we'll fight here for a little bit and just kind of work on this. Oh, they fear. That's probably not the best thing for us. We're going to have to be a little bit careful with the Plague Bats. Apparently. And we need 30 of them. So we'll get to work on this. And see how that goes. Maybe we'll kind of like fight our way down the road and make our way over to First Light Chapel. I've been realizing that our ticks off of Rend are only really ticking for 3, and I'm kind of wondering to myself, is it worth it to even Rend anymore? It just seems like it's such a small amount of damage. It's only going to bleed for a total of 18, so like, is it even worth it to press the button and spend the global cooldown? And not to mention the 10 rage that we spend on it. Kind of at a point where I wonder if we just stop using Rend. Yep, the fear is pretty obnoxious to deal with. I really wish we could down these guys a bit faster, but they're level 55. Here we go. Maybe if we put ourselves up against this tree, it'll help with the fear. Or not. I am gonna have to pop the potion here if we want to survive this. And let's go ahead and bandage up. I should be careful with my bandages. Yeah, oh, we can make 8 more, so we're okay. We are good. What we're not really good on is food. We can definitely use a couple of stacks of food. But we'll probably stay out in the field until we've exhausted our supplies. And like I said, in the meantime, we can kind of gradually make our way to the east. If we keep getting feared, you know, then that plan might fall apart, but... like I said, if we keep getting feared. I hate also how it stops your auto attack. So you're just losing so much damage, and you're continuing to get hit. Maybe the carrion worms will be a little bit easier for us to handle. Yeah, we need to reposition. No, please stop. Please don't run us into that other bat. That would be disastrous. Let's come all the way back here. Here is a putrid gargoyle. We don't need these at all, so let's go ahead and try to avoid. Should we be flipping into our Fury stance and using an ability to break that fear? Is that what we should be doing? So I think Berserker Rage... becoming immune to fear, but can we pop it while the fear is already up? That's the question. And we're not going to find out this time, obviously. Okay, we'll give that a shot the next time we get feared. Oh, we can't even change stances while we're feared, so yeah, that's not something we can do. I guess you have to know about it ahead of time, like if we were to pop it, pop back. And then for the time that it's active, we can't get feared. But yeah, we'd have to stance to do that. It's on a 10-second cooldown. It could be worth it. We'd have to set up an easy way to stance. We could swap this out for now. And then... Okay. We can try it and see if it helps. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it avoided it once. I don't really know how much all the extra clicking is worth when it comes right down to it. Maybe we just have to eat the fear and just deal with it. If we were operating out of Berserker stance, you know, then it would be better, but we're not. We're mainly living in arm stance, so... Okay, we were trying to continually head to the east here. We really haven't made too much progress, but that's okay. And we have spotted our first Plaguehound runt, so maybe we'll be getting into an area with more of those. Yeah, there's a couple up here too. The bats are obviously going to be the most annoying thing to fight, so I'm kind of tempted to focus those down first and just kind of be done with them. And we're making steady progress on them. We've got, you know, 8 out of 30. This will be 9. It's just it's a lot of plague bats to take on. It's nice when we can kill them fast enough that they only fear us once. I consider that a good fight. Yeah, if we stay up here, we get a good variety of worms and plague hounds and bats. We can kind of get some of all of them. Let's go in on the hound first, since he's aggressive. Let's watch out for AoE attacks. Let's back up before we demoralizing shout. Oh, the demoralizing shout range was so small that it actually missed him. Thought it was a little bit larger of a range than that, but apparently not. And hey, that one didn't fear us at all, so it's definitely an option. They don't have to fear us, but a majority of the time they do. We need to get our health back. Going in with half health on any of these guys is not going to be a great idea. And then there's this guy who gets us twice before we've even taken out half of his health. These are the combats that just kind of drag on. It's nice to see that they add some more mechanics. Like, it's nice to come up against higher level guys that can do a couple more things. I just wish they could be a little bit more creative and not just have it be a fear or a heal. Occasionally they'll disarm, things like that, but yeah, the fear is... The fear is fun to deal with. The fear is definitely a time-consuming thing, right? It makes the combats longer. It ensures that you're probably going to have to heal up between each of the combats. And it's a really obvious tactic at this level to just kind of draw things out. It doesn't necessarily make the fight more interesting. It makes it more dangerous in the sense that if you get feared into an ad, you're probably looking at trouble, but doesn't make the fights more interesting per se. We're coming up into an area with a lot of gargoyles, and I don't need gargoyles right now, so we're going to come back down to the south. This looks like it's an entire little area that we haven't been into. I don't know what's in there, but don't think we need to go in there right now. I love the mushrooms and like the fungus that has come to take the place of trees and stuff like that. Really showing you that this place has changed on a whole nother level than the Western Plaguelands. And in other news, looking at some of your guys' responses to the question of what would we want to see as a Horde character in Season of Mastery, looks like the Shaman, the Tauren Shaman, is the most popular reply. And yeah, I have that character created. So that's a real thing that's gonna happen, but I don't think I'm gonna start that playthrough until I'm feeling 100%. The reason being is that I want to be able to devote time to all the playthroughs we have going. And make sure that I can actually do that. And if I were to try to do that right now, feeling like I do it probably wouldn't work out to the best. So yeah, whenever I kick this cold 100%, I'm gonna embark on the Horde Season of Mastery playthrough. It might be a little bit slower to start. Obviously, when we started on the Alliance character here, we did a bunch of episodes really quick in the first few days, as I kind of purposely played a lot to start off with. Won't be doing that as much with the Horde character, but since we do plan to use Questy, I'm kind of thinking that our progress will go a bit smoother. We won't be forgetting about quests or leaving behind quests in lower level zones, so we'll kind of be able to stay ahead of the leveling curve a little better. At least that's the hope. My hope is with the use of Questy that we'll stay ahead of the leveling curve, combined with my own knowledge of the Horde zones and my familiarity with them. Kind of hoping that it'll help us stay ahead of the curve. We've done okay. It's funny because at the beginning of the season, me and some other people, we kind of got worried that maybe the 40% was too much and that you might out-level zones. No, you out-level the zones you choose not to go to, right? But like if you're actually questing through, you really don't lose entire zones. And then when you get into the 40s and 50s, you kind of have the same slowdowns that we had in vanilla. If you're leaving quests behind or forgetting about quest or you don't know about quest, kind of that's what happened to us, I think, a little bit. We probably had some opportunities to hit up some other zones that we didn't do. Like Dustwallow Marsh is a big regret. I kind of just missed Dustwallow Marsh. By the time I thought to do it, we were too high of a level for the introductory quests. So I just never got off the ground in Dustwallow. And that would have been like level 38 to 40. That could have really helped us. So yeah, my hope for the Horde playthrough is that things will go a little smoother. And that we'll get to see some of the quests that I traditionally miss. Or that I have historically missed. Ever so slowly here we are, making our way to the east. Probably about time to make the rest of these bandages, and that way we'll know what we're working with and we know that we need to get more food, so we are definitely going to have to make the run for Light's Hope before we've completed these quests, I think. Let's come over here to relative safety and we'll make a few of these. And then we're going to clear all these bats out here that we see. I'd like to make the most progress on the bats, that way if we have to make 2 excursions, at least it won't be against the bats. What happened here? Did we took a tick of this? No, that's not poison. Maybe just because I closed the window out. For some reason I thought that you could close this and it would run however many you have queued up, but I think if we close this out, yeah, it just stops. Makes sense. I want to get in here, and then I want to pull way back, because I don't want to get feared into these other 2. Yeah, see, it's dangerous as it is. Let's, again, pull all the way back here. What I think I would really enjoy would be getting to level 58 or 59, changing my spec, and then just getting the last level or two by dungeons. There are so many quests for Blackrock Depths and Blackrock Spire that I feel like it would be possible, along with the kill experience, to get 2 levels in the dungeons at Endgame and have it not feel bad. So I'm kind of considering that. I think I will likely want to respec into Prot before I tank Lower Blackrock Spire, or before I give another go of BRD. I just want to know what the tank is going to be like as Prot spec. Because right now, like when I tank things obviously as arm spec and we're not level 60, when we're in groups with level 60 DPS, we're just not able to hold any threats. And I want to see if being Prot spec will help with that. And if it just makes it feel better, because sometimes it just feels like I'm futilely chasing after mobs and everybody's pulling aggro and I don't have any opportunity to hold aggro, so I'm just gonna probably get to 58, change our spec to Prot, and then I'll start diving into the dungeons and get some dungeon recordings out. I just know that once we respec, it's gonna be much slower to fight solo. Probably not as bad as you would think, but it's just gonna be a slower pace. So I don't want to plan a bunch of solo questing after I respec. Once I respec, I want to be doing mainly multiplayer stuff. And I don't know if 2 levels is realistic, or if maybe we should hold off until level 59, and then we can definitely get the last level, but part of me is ready to dive into that content. Like I said, I just don't want to do it as an arms spec tank. And like somebody mentioned to go in as DPS. I could go in as DPS. Haven't really had a good experience going into dungeon groups as DPS. The reason being, like the honest reason being, is probably that I'm a bad DPS, okay? That's the root reason, is that I'm probably just not great at DPSing. And then other people will use, you know, they use mods to track the damage, right? Recount, whatever else. And I don't, so I'll have no idea. If I'm in the group and I'm doing less damage than a tank, I'm not going to know. I'm just going to be pressing my buttons happily. And eventually what happens is, while you're like pressing your buttons happily, eventually someone in the group is going to let you know how poor you're doing. It just has seemed to happen to me a few times. I remember I tried DPS on my Night Elf Warrior for a couple of dungeons, like off recording. For that very reason, I wanted to run them as DPS to kind of get a sense for them. And then 2 different groups, I was just flat out told that my DPS was not good enough to do another run with the group. And yeah, I mean, I don't doubt that they're correct by their comparisons. The thing is, the runs went fine, and we killed bosses. But there are definitely people who will see your lower numbers compared to the rest of the group, and they'll just decide, yeah, I don't even want to bring you along, warrior who might roll on my tanking gear. And I get that, but it's not something I want to engage with, so that's kind of why I don't run as DPS. I don't want the expectation that I'm going to out DPS somebody, and then kind of have to deal with people's potential responses if I don't. That's kind of why I prefer to tank or heal. I'm not a big DPS race type of person. I don't get very competitive with stuff like that, and I never have. To me, it always just kind of matters, like, is the run good? Are we not wiping? Is everybody basically happy? But for some people, what makes them happy is doing big numbers and being in a group where other people are doing big numbers as well, so I just kind of avoid it. And if I were going to be a DPS, it wouldn't be on a class that could tank or heal, I don't think. That's the other thing is, I know I feel it, like when I invite a DPS warrior to the group, I know 2 things. I know that it's going to be hard to keep threat off of them, and I know that they're going to be looking for the same gear that I'm looking for. And so I kind of hesitate to bring DPS warriors. I would much rather bring a rogue, or a druid, or a mage, or a warlock, or any other class, right? So, I don't know, I don't really want to be the DPS warrior in a 5-man group who's either going to be expected to not roll on anything, or who's going to end up rolling on anything, and also maybe I'll be doing the least amount of DPS in the group. So that's kind of the long rant of why I don't usually try to queue up for DPS on my warrior. Although it's a great idea. I mean, and honestly, that's kind of the lure of playing a healer, is that oftentimes on a healer, like, you don't have to know the dungeon. You don't have to lead through the dungeon. You can just kind of follow along, and somebody else there is going to know the routes, right? If you've been around the channel for a long time, you've seen me inside of dungeons and inside of caves, enough to know that I don't memorize routes very well. If you give me a map, I can do it. Otherwise, not really. Let's go ahead and blow retaliation here. We've got ourselves into quite a crummy situation that we might not survive. We might not get out of this one. Basically wasted all of that being feared, so that didn't help us at all. Yeah, think we're gonna die. Pretty sure we're gonna die. We could try a little fear of our own, maybe. Yeah, that's really the only hope we have. That it didn't work. We got, what, 2 ticks of the heal off? Let's see. Let's do that. Okay, we might live. Had to pull out basically every trick we had for that one, but we might survive this. "24 out of 30. Yeah, we have quite a ways to go, guys, and we're running out of food, we're running out of bandages. I think that I am going to take a little break here. I'm going to run us over to Light's Hope Chapel. In all transparency, I might just, I might hearth, and I might just fly there. That way we can get resupplied. It looks like we can grab the same enemies for the most part right around Light's Hope. That's probably going to be a better base of operations than kind of cutting our way through the countryside. We'll take a look at some of these other quests. Zeldar the Outcast, we can grab. The Scourge Stones, I think, are just for rep. But we'll take a look at some of these other quests as well next time, guys. Let me know what you think. As always, I really appreciate you all being here and all the support that we've shown the series. I'm pretty sure that this will be episode 100. So yeah, thanks so much, guys. I really can't express enough how much it means to me that you choose to spend your time here in Azeroth with me. So take care of yourselves out in the real world, and take care of each other, and we will see you back here in the Eastern Plaguelands sometime soon. Bye now.